Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today. I'm told it's super easy to do at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Philly is seeing something of a boom in boutique hotels, especially after the city started putting restrictions on Airbnbs. New, small, and Instagrammable hotels have popped up. 5 last year alone, according to the Philadelphia Business Journal. I wanted to see what's going on with the boutique hotel scene. So producer Abby Fritz and I visited the Gas Lamp Hotel in Old City, and we hung out with co-owners Scott Yester and Wendell Holland. It's Tuesday, May 6th. I'm Trinity Nuri, and here's where Philly and our guests are staying. Scott, tell me about this space that we're sitting in.
So right now we're sitting in the Speakeasy Lounge in the basement of the hotel. We've named it Newton's Cellar in honor of the previous owner of the building, who was Newton Gold. He owned the Austrian gas lamp company, which is the company that was here before us. So we really envision this space as a speakeasy lounge, somewhere where people can come after a meal out in the city, relax, a couple beverages, hang out with their friends, and just a place that's private, that's vibey, that really sets the mood and gives them a good feeling right before they hit the hay.
And Wendell, you're also a partner. So tell me about your role here.
I'm one of the owners of the Gas Lamp Hotel. A lot of people know me because I was on the CBS show Survivor, season 36 Ghost Island. And after that, I did a bunch of design and build shows on HGTV. And most recently, I was the build host on Extreme Makeover Home Edition on ABC. And I think with my background in design, I was able to really help and bring in the right designers to put this magical space together, to bring the right finishes and the right wallpapers and textiles and whatnot together. A good friend of mine, Abby Shapansky, came in and did her thing with the designs in here. So I want to credit her. She worked on Hot Mess House with me on HGTV. And so my role in this is to kind of get the word out. I can speak on camera. I can shoot videos for the hotel. And I'm part of the design side of this space.
If you go up the stairs, there's like this really beautiful courtyard where you also host events, right?
Yeah, that's our outdoor space. I did build some of the things out there. So I built the trellis out there, some of the benches and planters and whatnot, the fence. And yeah, that's a space that we want to kind of have in addition to Newton's Cellar, our speakeasy. We want to have the option for people to go outside, enjoy the space. They can have a coffee out there. They can have an event out there. So that is kind of not an overflow, but just an additional space that we have that we're offering our clients, our guests and whatnot.
Yeah, for example, earlier in April, we had an engagement party that rented the space, and they brought in outside catering, they brought in tables, they made it look really, really nice. They had a DJ there. So they had a great 3-course dinner that was prepared for them on site, and half of them ended up staying at the hotel afterwards. So it's a really cool, unique experience where you can have your event and then also stay in the rooms right afterward.
What are travelers or folks that are coming into your space looking for? Is it just to stay? Is it for the speakeasy? Is it for the historical elements of this space? Like, what are they looking for?
I think there's so much to that. I mean, regarding boutique hotels, they're popping right now. They're like, people love going to a hotel that's not your traditional big hotel, like a Marriott. People love going to something unique with unique spaces, something that could be Instagrammable or TikTokable, if that's even a word, somewhere that you can go and have like a unique experience. And with each one of our rooms, we have areas that you can take photos in, areas that you can make memories in, every nook in this place. Come down here, you can see we have these wonderful spaces and nooks. So When we think about what we offer, it's a unique experience. You come through this sexy alleyway. You don't know what you're walking into.
And if you zoom it out a little bit, what we're seeing is traveler preferences are starting to change. So
How so?
the older generation of travelers, they were really looking for consistency and predictability. They know they can go into a Marriott or a Hilton in any state, wherever, even in any country, and it's going to be relatively the same. That's what made them feel safe and secure. This new generation of travelers who are constantly bombarded by different visuals on Instagram and, TikTok reels, hundreds of TikTok reels a day, they're looking for more novelty and something with character. And they're looking for something with a story to be told. And they want to be a part of that story. And that's really where these boutique hotels come in, where they can immerse themselves in the story that hotel is trying to portray. And they get away from the, generic everyday experience that they would get at, a big name hotel chain. So yeah, this boutique hotel renaissance in Philadelphia really started about 5 to 7 years ago. We started seeing some of these smaller hotels opening up. You have the Morris House Hotel, you have the Dwight D Hotel in Rittenhouse. And from that point moving forward, we've seen a couple other iterations coming in, like the Local Hotel in Fishtown and in Old City. Then you had the Guild House opening up. And as these Airbnb regulations started getting more and more enforced, there was more and more of a need for these niche buildings that could house travelers. So just in this past year, we had 3 boutique hotels open. That was ourselves, the Gaslamp Hotel, Anna and Bell in Fishtown, and the Society Hill Hotel, which is right down the street, also in Old City. So I think we're going to continue to see that trend, keep pumping out new boutique hotels, and we don't see it slowing down at all.
Well, Scott, I wonder, what is the story of this hotel?
Yeah, that's a great question. So before it was the Gaslamp Hotel, it was being operated as the Austrian Gas Lamp Company, which is exactly what it sounds like. They were selling and fixing gas lamps. And it had been owned by the Gold family for decades and decades and decades, I think since the early 1900s. So we were one of the first ones to come in and have an idea for what to do with it after. The owner was getting old and wanted to shut down the business. So we came in and said, look, this is the perfect place for a boutique hotel. Old City needs this. Old City's having a revitalization. There's lots of things happening, and we think now is prime time to do it. And we really wanted to pay homage to Newton Gold and the legacy that he had here. So that's where we came up with the Gas Lamp name, in honor of him and all the work that he's done at the property.
And you also have woven in a kind of homage to other lighting professionals.
Lighting pioneers.
Yeah,
through history. We thought that was really an important aspect of the story to tell. That, throughout history, there's been these very influential people that have also had a presence in Philadelphia for periods of time that have really paved the way for the lighting industry. So we thought that was a really cool and unique way to name the rooms. We only have 5 rooms here, so we didn't want to just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We wanted to give them some kind of personality.
We also, we wanted to lean in, because this was the Austrian Gas Lamp Company, we wanted to lean in with actual lighting in this space. So I've been a builder on many shows on HGTV, on ABC, and one of the designers that I worked with, her name's Abby Shapansky, she thought it would be a great idea to bring in cool light fixtures to the different rooms. So when you go in each of our rooms, you'll see like a different chandelier. And we even were able to salvage some lights from, what's the hotel? The Gramercy Park Hotel in New York City. Yep. We went up there and we were able to find some cool lights. These are accordion style lights that we put over every bed. So that's one way we were able to, stay true to this original Gas Lamp Hotel. And if you walk up our stairs, you'll see various photos of different lighting, or even we have Newt and his son in a photo as you go up to the third floor. So we just wanted to really stay true to the history. And another way we did that was by preserving some of the old walls. And even on the first floor and through, you might see in some of the bathrooms, we have cutouts in our drywall so that you can see the original, whether it's the wallpaper or the plaster or something like that. So it was very important for us to just stay true to the history. You know, we are in Old City. We're in this historic district, steps away from everything. Lots of history of the country is right here. So we felt that very important. And the fact that we're in this old building, but we're trying to, revitalize it.
We really see ourselves as a new chapter in this building. We're not rewriting the book. We're just a new chapter in the evolution of this building that is a part of this incredible neighborhood of Old City.
One of my favorite things about Philly is the beautiful artwork. Philly's art world goes beyond our colorful murals. ArtStar is a curator representing working studio artists and crafters. They've got a retail shop in Old City and host art bazaars and markets throughout the year. Their next event is the ArtStar Craft Bazaar on Mother's Day weekend at Cherry Street Pier. So on Saturday, May 10th and Sunday, May 11th from 11 to 5 p.m., check out more than 80 craft vendors selling handmade goods, gift ideas for mom, and make and takes by Project Joy Craft Nation in Philadelphia. Enjoy the Delaware River water views while you're eating food and sipping a drink for purchase. The first 75 people can get totes at 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. How cool is that? And the CityCast Philly team will be there on Saturday. Come say hi and pick up some stickers. We can't wait to see you there. For more details on this event, go to artstarphilly.com. Filler Club is a private city club in the heart of Center City, designed as a third space for the modern city dweller, equal parts professional, social, and cultural hub. Located across from 30th Street Station, there's a boutique hotel with 14 thoughtfully designed rooms, perfect for members, friends, and family. And membership gets you access to dining, events, and a full fitness suite with an indoor pool, climbing wall, and spa services. Filler Club's work and innovation hub, ideal for entrepreneurs, remote workers, and teams of colleagues. And when you're thinking about work, there's everything from shared desks to private offices and boardrooms. Learn more about Filler Club becoming your third space, where work, community, and leisure intersect. Get more details at fillerclub.com/CityCast membership. Mother's Day is coming up, so to celebrate and honor her, gift her with something special, like an Aura digital picture frame. My mom lives in a different time zone, so when she comes to visit us in Philly, we take lots of pictures. I love the one where we're all squeezed on a couch watching Sunday Night Football. Aura Frames was named the best digital photo frame by Wirecutter, and it was featured in 495 gift guides last year. So the next time you need to call your mom, you can also send her a picture of your son at his lacrosse game right from your phone. Aura has a great deal for Mother's Day. For a limited time, listeners can save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off plus free shipping on their best-selling Carver mat frame. That's auraframes.com. Promo code CityCast. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. As you were describing all of the details that you all have added, it sounds expensive.
It wasn't cheap.
It was not.
So what is the business pitch? Why even open something like this?
From an opportunity standpoint, we can go to recent Airbnb regulations that the city evoked a few years ago, which, before then, Airbnb was kind of like the wild, wild west in Philadelphia. Anyone could put up a unit or a home and rent it out on Airbnb. But the city cracked down on that. And, they took out Airbnb listings pretty much overnight. So that created an incredible opportunity for buildings that are zoned appropriately for short-term rentals, Airbnb, which this one was. So that to us was a huge opportunity to come in and fill that gap that had been created by those regulations.
This is a place where if I traveled to a city and I can find a hotel like this, I would rent this whole hotel out with my friends.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah. That's one thing we want to do. That's one thing. That's one part of our market.
And what we're seeing and what we're really banking on is that the location is an amenity itself.
We're under the Ben Franklin Bridge,
We're right there.
a little bit.
We're right there. Philadelphia is a city of neighborhoods. And when people come to visit, a lot of them want to experience Philadelphia like a local would. And they have certain neighborhoods that are more their vibe. Fishtown has a vibe. Old City has a vibe. People want to stay in those specific places. And they can't really do that in a Marriott or a Hilton. So being able to stay somewhere where they can walk out, they can smell the restaurant that's, cooking shashuka next door, or they have a local coffee shop, or, we don't have an active liquor license here for, a full bar, but we have Calandrino's wine bar right down the street. And that serves as our kind of defunct hotel bar. So being able to incorporate the local neighborhood and make that part of the amenity, we've seen people really, really resonate with that. We've actually done a couple of First Friday events. So we'll partner with a local bar and they have their off-premises liquor license. So they can actually apply that to here and we can sell wine and beer and booze and things like that. So every event we've done for First Friday has been really good. So people will go up, they'll look at the gallery, and then they'll come down here and hang out for a little bit. So that's something we want to continue in the future and have a couple plans for that. But this is like a multi-purpose space here. So we can use it for those types of events. If someone books the entire hotel, they get access to this as well. So they can kind of have it as their private lounge. And yeah, there's a lot of possibilities for this space.
A part of this experience, at least I didn't see when I came in, there's no front desk. How's that work for a hotel? Yeah,
so we're completely invisible service. That's the term that we've started to use for this.
But you're not like invisible. Like if something happened, like I can still reach out to you, right?
Yeah, our voices are not invisible. Okay. But yeah, we're only 5 rooms, so from a budgetary standpoint, we just can't have someone here full time. But it still takes a village. So we have a great housekeeping team. They almost act as assistant managers, always telling us what's happening. If there's a problem with the guests getting in, they're usually there to help. And we have a whole support team that's on 24/7. So if guests have any issues getting in or finding their room, we're always there for that. So when a guest books, they actually get access to a guest portal. It gives them a unique code. We did a bunch of video series with Wendell showing them, hey, this is how you access the room. This is how you use the coffee maker. This is how you do X, Y, and Z. So that's really helped to cut down on some of the questions that the guests have. So that's worked out really nice. And, post-COVID, most guests don't mind not seeing anyone when they check in. Just having that
flex. It's like a similar model with some Airbnbs. You can just do a self-check-in.
Very similar. And, what we've done is essentially the intersection between Airbnbs and hotels. You're getting the quality and consistency of a hotel, but the convenience of a Airbnb short-term rental.
Hey CityCast, something I appreciate about the Cozy Earth Mother's Day sale is that they know motherhood looks different on everyone. So whether you're raising kids, dogs, or cane, all moms work hard and they deserve comfort. So let me tell you about these Cozy Earth sheets. They feel like cool water in a sort of, is this the Ritz-Carlton or my own bedroom kind of way. The pajamas are what I imagine celebrity moms sleep in, buttery soft. You're looking for the right gift because the women who raised you feel like home. And they are going to love Cozy Earth bamboo pajamas, and I know this because it's 3:24 p.m. and I'm still wearing mine. To celebrate moms everywhere, Cozy Earth is supporting your favorite local podcast and giving our listeners a special promo. 45% off site-wide. This is a luxury brand, and that is a mind-blowing deal. Use Cozy Philly to take advantage of 45% off at CozyEarth.com.
Now, you were talking about just like kind of the policy landscape of the city and how to do short-term rentals. What's the landscape in Philly? Do you feel like you're competing with Airbnbs? Do you feel like you're competing with those big chain hotels? Is there more growth for boutique hotels in the city, do you feel?
Yeah, I think we're competing with both. And, it's all about finding a way to stand out from everyone else out there. And I think we've done a really good job of doing that. And I think most of the boutique hotels in this city have also done a very good job. You have Anna and Belle in Fishtown. They have an incredible pool. They have an incredible restaurant there. That immediately makes them stand out from any other Airbnb or hotel. Here at the Gas Lamp, we have the location, we have the courtyard, we have the speakeasy. It's just things you're not going to find at an Airbnb or any other hotel in the city. So we found that it's been relatively easy for us to stand out from the crowd.
Now, do guests ask for recommendations?
Yeah, we're always getting recommendations on where to eat, where to get a cup of coffee, where to grab a drink. But these are all things that we actually already have in our guest app. So when they book and they get access to that, we have a whole list of restaurants that we recommend that we've all personally been to. That was really...
So I want to know, favorite restaurant around here?
Well, I love Tuna Bar right here.
Everyone loves Tuna Bar.
Yeah, that's my absolute favorite.
Yeah, Cafe Olé right down the street. We always recommend for breakfast or for a quick coffee. I actually have their iced coffee with me right now. Calandrino's Wine Bar is phenomenal. And yeah, there's a bunch of others that we've suggested, and people seem to really appreciate that.
And then there's also, I like Fringe Bar too.
Yeah.
Right around the corner. Yeah, and then you have like just off of Market Street, you have like really kind of downtown Old City is right there. So there's a bunch of restaurants and everything you want right 2 blocks away.
I mean, Philly is the place where liberty rung out. And now it's the city where style is checking in. And people are really embracing this renaissance of boutique hotels here. They're declaring their independence from these big chain Marriotts and Hiltons and really embracing this next wave of travel experiences. So it's really exciting to be a part of that.
Well said.
He's got the line.
Right.
I might have prepared. I might have prepared that one.
One thing I did want to add is like just because we are right here, we are so close to so much history. We got the Betsy Ross House around the corner, the Liberty Bell, Independence Hall, the African American Museum of Philadelphia. There's so much right here. So people that are coming to Philadelphia, people that want a staycation even, this is the perfect spot for them to also get a taste of all the history of this nation right here in Philadelphia.
Okay.
And there's plenty of room for more boutique hotels here. We love when we see a new one popping up because it just adds to the ambiance of the city, and having these unique places in all these different neighborhoods is going to make our cities even more of a destination than it already is.
If a traveler came to you all and was like, give me like a tip of like how to navigate this city, what tip would that be? What kind of life hack?
I would suggest that they come during the spring or the summer. I think that there's so much life I think it's like more vibrant during those times. I'd encourage them to get out, go on walks. I'd direct them to like the Art Museum, Kelly Drive, walk around Rittenhouse. I just think that there's so much going on during the warmer season. So I'd say come then, make sure you're out and about and checking out the city.
And don't rent a car.
I like that.
Better on foot.
We're just excited about this next year, 2025 and 2026, because I believe next year the NCAA tournament's going to have a weekend here. The PGA Championship is coming. The FIFA World Cup is coming as well. The MLB All-Star Game is coming. We got Wow Wow Welcomes America, the 250-year celebration. The Rocky Fest and Norwegian Cruise Lines are starting operations as well. So with so much coming to the city over the next couple years, we think that this is the perfect spot to visit for all of these things.
Yeah, and it's why we're really looking forward to and happy to have more boutique hotels coming into the market, because we know we're going to be more than fully booked for all of those events. And I know all of my short-term rental properties that I manage are going to be fully booked. So the city needs more places like ours to really showcase what this city has to offer. So we are incredibly excited for 2026. It's going to be a huge year for the city.
Any issues keep you up at night?
What doesn't keep me up at night? But yeah, in the beginning, because we are invisible service, I'm always checking to make sure the guests are getting in okay, that the locks are working correctly, that everyone is behaving themselves. It can be tricky. The other weekend, we had someone who rented the room, and at 1:00 in the morning, they couldn't get back in. And they were clearly a little bit intoxicated, and we were really trying hard to work with them, and they just couldn't figure it out. And they were quite aggressive with our staff. And after about an hour of dealing with this, we figured out that they were actually at the wrong property. They were about a block away. So we eventually got them to the right place, and they got in, and were super apologetic the next day. But it's hospitality, so you're going to deal with interesting things like that. And I have plenty of stories for you for another day.
All right, that's the show, everybody. In addition to the Gaslamp Hotel, I wanted to shout out some other boutique hotels in the city that you or your visitors might want to check out. There's Society Hill and Yowie in Queen Village. Hotel Anna and Belle is in Fishtown, and River Suites is on the Delaware River. The Gayborhood has Guild House Hotel, and Morris House Hotel is by Washington Square Park. Over in Rittenhouse, you've got the Dwight D. Hotel and the Franklin. And in West Philly and Aquaba is a bed and breakfast. Happy travels. That's all for today here on CityCast Philly. If you enjoyed this episode about boutique hotels, tell a friend, rate the show, leave us a review, and hit that subscribe button. Be sure to sign up for our morning newsletter, Hey Philly, to learn more about what else Philly's talking about. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. Bye.